Now, if you're seeing this video, that means I might have died. Maybe I'm sick, maybe I'm restricted by cops, or on a more positive note, I have finished a year-long challenge without a single day missed. I thought it might be interesting to just give you a glimpse into my day. Usually, after waking up, I got some more urgent things to go through first, so that's what I handle for about the first hour of my day. There are two constants in my daily life. One is Duolingo, and the other one is vitamins. Just some basic multivitamins, which I don't recommend, but they'll do for now. Omega-3 and allergy medicine. So one thing that I like to do quite often is exercise. It has so many benefits that it's hard to say. It's not even just, getting stronger, but also staying more focused. For some reason, if I don't do any exercise for like 3 days, I start to get more sluggish, both physically and mentally, which is weird. I'm not working out. Why am I getting weaker? And it also helps me sleep better because, I'm more tired at night, so it's easier to fall asleep. The only downside is that I don't really do it as enough as I should because of the way that I'm living, how many videos I'm doing or how much work I have. And I do go to a normal gym here, which this isn't really that great. There's like nothing here. I pretty much have dumbbells and that's it. But after a while, I realized I just don't have that much time, even if it's like 10-20 minutes away from me to walk to the gym. And I ended up, going only once a week, once every other week. So instead now, if I don't have enough time, I will just come to the apartment gym because thankfully the apartment has a gym. And here I can at least do something because something is always better than nothing. So today and most days is upper body day, and I do legs, but less often. Mostly because every day I walk around 10 kilometers, so that kind of wears my legs out, and it's kind of hard to train them. So that kind of wears my legs out already, and I just don't want to put too much extra strain on them. I used to be able to do a lot more, but because my time is so sparse right now, I don't really do that much. It only takes me like 30 to a maximum 50 minutes in the gym. Technically, I could be doing better, but I'm trying to aim consistency rather than quality, if that makes sense. So less commitment, more things. Don't take gym advice from me. I think this might be one of the better days to show you a normal day in my life because I don't really have a vlog idea in mind for today. So you kind of have to generate it on the go. And I also have limited time because, it's already 1 p.m. Though usually if I don't have any ideas, I start thinking about them at like 4 p.m., which is too late. But since I have another project, you guys, going on today, I want to generate it a bit sooner. But yeah, the biggest issue is since I don't have enough time, I do have ideas, like a lot of ideas, but they need extra planning. I want to walk from one end of Tokyo to another. That's going to take a whole day, which I'm already too late for. I want to visit, awful bars, but that also needs researching. Like the previous one where I went to like an awful restaurant, that took me an hour of just finding the place. And I want to do more than just one place. I want to do at least like 3, or even something like going to a muscle man bar, because everybody's gone to the muscle girl bar, but there's also 2 muscle man bars in Tokyo. But again, it needs a reservation, so I can't just go on a whim. So let's see. Thankfully, because it's Japan, it didn't take too long, but I managed to generate some ideas. So like one of the liquors in Estonia, most famous ones, is Old Tallinn. So I want to visit different bars and give them Old Tallinn to try out, to see what the reaction is. I'd rather skip it though, because I only know like 2 bar owners, maybe 3, and I want to wait until at least I know 5 that are like solid candidates. Another one, testing mystery bags, which means I have to go to Akihabara or something, like the stuff that Joey or Connor has done, where they buy random mystery bags and then discover what's inside. But I don't want to spend money, and I also don't want to really do stuff at home, because the most annoying videos to do are the ones that don't really have moving camera or like different shots. It's just me eating food or unpacking stuff, or it's just going to be 20 minutes, me behind the table, and then I have to say interesting stuff, which I suck at. It's much easier to show you different stuff. Soba challenge, which is just eating a lot of soba. I kind of want to do it with somebody, so it's like funner. And the 2 main candidates are try different convenience store fruit sandwiches. I love fruit sandwiches, and it could be interesting, but I feel like, that's just me eating 3 fruit sandwiches. That's a future idea. when I run out of ideas. But I think the main idea for today is gonna be spending an hour in Akihabara, just walking around, since it's such a huge place with so many different things that it's interesting to explore and see what it has to offer. And technically, since I have that idea in mind already, and it's 1 p.m., I have enough time. I'm probably gonna head out at like 2 or 3 p.m. because I still have work to do. Like, okay, I'm gonna censor all of this, but technically this is my to-do list for today. I'm not gonna show myself doing all of it, but I think it might be just good to give you highlights. What? Keep yourself hydrated. Since I'm a manager, I don't only edit for main channel videos like Daniman or CWA, but I also manage CornerDog, Premiere 2, Ironmouse, and Onigiri currently. So that means I completely do everything on their channels. Like the creators shouldn't do essentially anything. I handle uploading, editing, thumbnails, SEO, just so they could do their own things. And in this case, one of the editors, Nerzival, has finished project for Ironmouse, which means I have to find a new project to put them on. And I do have some projects open for CornerDog, but they're a bit too intense. In the case of editors, I already know their strong suits and their weak points. And also I ask them questions, do you want to take this project on? And in the case that they're not suitable, maybe it's not according to their style, maybe it's just not a good fit, I have to find something else. So in this case, I think I'm gonna give them a gameplay video for Premiere 2, because it's a much easier thing to handle than, well, this is probably not gonna be out yet. Maybe it is. But for something like Outer Wilds for CornerDog, because it's a 16-hour VOD, which means a stream, where he plays a game that's essentially 20 minutes long, but it's a lot of exploring, discovering things. So it would need a lot of voiceover, and a lot of sections would have to be cut down and supplemented with voiceover, and then it's just layers upon layers of complexity. And it's probably gonna also take like a month. So yeah, instead, just Pete playing Super Mario 3. I also got some trash taste stuff to handle, which means I have to download some of the footage for the podcast episode. And also a lot of it is just managing your time properly. So the downloading is going to take like an hour. Doesn't mean I'm going to slack off for an hour. I need to focus on min-maxing every aspect of the work. If something's downloading, something can be rendering in the background because one needs internet, the other needs CPU. And then at the same time, I can also do stuff that doesn't need any of the PC things, like delegating things, scheduling new plans, new ideas. It's just all about trying to get the maximum out of your performance without having any downtime. Because once this is downloaded, I need to start downloading another thing. And it's just constantly multiple different things happening at all times, which can get a bit hard at times to keep up with, because I have to keep like 5 different projects in the back of my mind at all times. And now I forgot what I was doing here. Fuck was it? Oh, also one other thing that I do is managing Ironmouse's VOD channel. Even though Esides, who's the main person who gets the VODs and does thumbnails, I still have to upload it and make sure that it's not copyright struck or anything, because for some reason YouTube, or I guess a lot of social media platforms, don't like VTubers that much. So a lot of the VODs get demonetized, even though there's not really any real reason to it. So I just have to like click them individually, be like request for review, and then they're monetized. Yippee. And just sometimes if she plays copyrighted music, just either mute or remove them from the VOD so that VOD would be monetized. I also do quality control in a way. Like for example, pretty much every video that goes out, I do still check them and edit them if necessary. In this case, a video is going up on Connor's channel soon, where he's playing all the games that the developers have sent them over time. And the video is technically finished, but I haven't gone through it yet. So I need to quickly handle that. Overall, I didn't do much with this, even though it took quite a while. The basic thing is just making sure the audio levels are proper, like the speaking audio versus the background music, which a lot of editors struggle with, me included. Balancing the sound effects. The censoring here was a bit too loud, while some other sound effects were too low, so just raising and lowering those, and maybe cutting some weird transitions or just some carelessness issues. But overall, I didn't really change that much. Like to a normal person, this would pretty much be noticeable. Unnoticeable? Unnoticeable. Let me do a quick setup for you as well. Why do I have so many monitors as well? The main one is just for editing. I always want the editing monitor to be on my screen, so I don't want to have this pop in and out. I have another one for the assets and the internet, so I can drag the assets from the internet to the folder, to the project. In this case, I didn't really need it because I was just quality controlling. Here are just the notes for what I'm talking to you about. And the third monitor is supplementary. I don't really use it. It's not that important, but it's good to have. Like in this case, I like to have the media encoder open to see how well it's rendering, how far it is, how it's doing, if there's an error or anything. And this is where, I put stuff that doesn't matter as much as well, like Connor streams. So they're just always in my peripheral vision. But currently, this is rendering, and I'm also downloading another thing so I can deal with a third thing that doesn't need either, which is scheduling videos. So once the videos are edited and uploaded and thumbnails are done, usually I don't handle the thumbnails anymore. I sometimes do them, but most of the time I let actual artists do the thumbnails. You might think it's easy, just upload and go, but the one thing that I struggle the most with is titles, because two things, it doesn't matter how good, well, it matters a bit how good your video is, but if you don't have a good thumbnail and title, the video is most likely gonna fail. It can change so much. So if I ever have writer's block, it's straight up just about writing a YouTube title. I currently have 2 videos to upload for the Iron Mouse channel. One is where she plays Roblox with fruit, and another one where she plays Power Washing Simulator with Project Melody. And this could easily take me like an hour just to think of 2 titles for the videos. The main difficulty is just between balancing it, so it would be clickbaity, but not too clickbaity. So it would be interesting, but not so crazy that it would be impossible. It would also have to be personal, but also impersonal. So people who don't care about the content creator, like you still always want new audience, not just to appeal to your own subscribers who all are gonna watch it anyways. So it is a very careful balancing act, and these are the titles I ended up with. But in the meanwhile, Connor's edits got done. We're good with this one, and we can do another one, because I have Final Fantasy 14 that he also finished that needs rendering. But this is a more of a special case, which you'll see in a bit. So I've gone through the video already. Everything looks nice. Just need to render it out. Preparing audio, all good. Also, Polaroid, do these once a day, just to remember what happened at that day. All right, here we go. It's moving along nicely. As you can see, timeline is moving, video is playing, everything seems to be going along nicely. Oh, would you look at that? Just before it finished, it crashed. Epic. Do I know why? Absolutely not, because this is an error message. Once I click don't send or send report, look what happens. Boop, gone. So yeah, this happens quite often, sadly, and I don't really have any idea why. Sometimes it's the effects, it could be the shake effect, a slide effect. So in those cases, I have to do this. So what you saw right now render was actually the first minute, and I have to do minute by minute, just different sections, just so I know at what section is the video failing at. It could go for the first 3 minutes, then crash, 5 minutes, then crash, and if it does crash, it would say when it crashes here, but this doesn't, this just disappears. So now at least I know that in the first minute, which I just rendered, it crashed at the end. And because I was paying attention to it, like I have video evidence, I can physically go back and take a look and be like, it crashed literally here. So what happened here? Let's look at the effects. It has camera shake on it. All right, well, now I remove the camera shake and then I just do it again, and then it might also have an issue, and then I have to look more deeper into it. And this is how one simple render that can take like half an hour could take me weeks. Actually weeks. I had an issue with Connor's crane game video recently. Literally took me 2 weeks just to troubleshoot it all, because it's not as easy as just hitting it then coming back later. No, if it's rendering the video, it is using all of your processes on your PC. Like I can't really even use the internet. So if I troubleshoot stuff, I can't focus on other stuff like I normally would be able to. This is not something I'm going to be handling right now. Maybe tonight if I have time, but currently this is not my problem. We're moving on to actually making the vlog. It's already almost 2:30. Oh, before I forget, the Polaroid. Yippee. Been taking one a day for the past year, almost. Once it reaches a year, I'm stopping because this is so annoying. This is my daily carry. There's not really much room for anything. I just got the microphone here, got the camera, got the tripod. Usually I would put the Polaroid camera here as well. Then I have this to wash my hands if I ever need to, mask, and external battery just to charge my phone or camera if I need to. And some cuteness. Also, almost forgot, coin wallet, very necessary. Now, since I'm trying to give away my authentic daily experience, some of you might have noticed I haven't eaten today, and it's like 2:30 already. And that's true, I haven't. Sometimes I forget. This is more of a rarity, an exception if you will. So let's grab something to eat before I film something. The humble tuna mayo onigiri. Anytime I'm hungry or need something fast, this comes in clutch. While I'm here, might as well take a look at my laptop and how it's going. Because they said it'll take 20 work days to get it fixed. It's been 30 work days. I wrote them an email and they haven't responded. And I feel like this is what I need right now. They pretty much told me the technician is out and they'll email me when it might be ready. God damn it. Currently, I'm at the start of Akihabara, and I just want to go, straight through everything. But now the hunt begins. The hunt to film an intro, because I can't do it in a public location. So I'm gonna spend like 20 minutes looking for one spot where there's like less people. Oh wow, this place is a lot closer than I imagined. Let me go into a random person's garage. Yeah, okay, no. I don't plan to get deported just yet. I mean, the big problem is I also want to find something that's not just empty, but also kind of nice. You know what? Scratch everything I said. That little tiny alleyway, that's gonna work for me. Most likely, I am not gonna record this during my shoot. It's already hard to focus on one single shoot. I can't really focus on both. And I mean, I'm gonna be literally filming everything that I'm doing already. So if you wanna see that video, I'm never gonna put it in the corner in a cart. So there's still people walking around, so it's not the most comfortable. All right, your time's up. Into the bag you go. I'm gonna record an intro and it's gonna be weird. What the fuck is a funky banana? Why would I need that in me? And sadly, this is the thing that fucks me up a lot of the time. Like, I think it's gonna take an hour. So in total 2 hours with transportation. But now the entire thing took 2 hours and I'm pooped. Because doing shit like this is kind of tiring. One for me and one for her. I just like hot coffee and she likes iced coffee. But it's like 5 p.m. so latest time I should be having coffee. It's my guilty pleasure. Once back home, everything goes into the respective places for charging and uploading the files. Now, to organize the files and not touch this again up until maybe 11 p.m. As you might see, I've skipped a couple hours, but nothing too intense happened. Throughout the day, I get different questions that I just try to answer about work, like how to approach certain thumbnails. In this case, Moroku, who makes a lot of thumbnails for me, who's a video editor but also dabbles in thumbnails. Since he's not the most professional, or I guess he's still learning a bit, I try to give him hints on how to improve, what else to do, though he's getting pretty good now. Here are the 2 examples. Overall, these are, in my mind, really solid. I like this more because this vibes with the background better. My only hint was to change the shadow here because it doesn't mesh that well. Maybe just add an overall shadow or a stroke around the pink. And to make it a bit more nicer, just add like sakura petals around here. But overall, I really like the composition. Or maybe it's work-related stuff. Like Onigiri is putting out a Spartan Brace video, but the editor, 10 FPS, was wondering how to handle some obstacles. Like if an obstacle is boring, should they cut it? And in my mind, you don't really want to cut an obstacle, as if it's a thing about obstacles, you want to keep all of them in. And if it's boring or you go through it quickly, it can be supplemented or made better with voiceover. So the idea is still to keep everything and to keep in mind that Onigiri will be adding voiceover later, so he can edit with that in mind. Some other stuff that I do is throughout the day, if I see maybe like Instagram or Twitter or just something pops in my mind, I write it down in my notepad, or Google Keeps is what I use for a to-do list, to look into further, like later down the line, in terms of potential logs. Like in this case, during the day, I saw somebody go to a capybara hotel, and I kind of want to look into it, because staying in a hotel where you open the front door and go and touch capybaras is kind of cool. They're literally right there. Just open the door and you can pet them. But if it ever turns out to be a plan, that's still to be decided. But now it is time for dinner. And for that, we have curry. Butter chicken, my absolute favorite. I don't think I've had curry as good in my life as I've had in Japan. For dinner, I usually just pull up another YouTube video because that's all I do. Currently, vlog sitting at 16 minutes, which is much longer than usual. Also, usually I would wait much longer until I start editing it, as it's the last thing I do in a day, but I need to finish Trash Taste episode today. And I am still downloading the footage because my internet is garbage. That is also the reason why I'm doing it today, because tomorrow I have to head off to the office to upload everything, because it's huge. If I uploaded it with my current internet speed, it would take around 30 hours. I need to get it downloaded and then finish it tonight. But for now, I've chosen some stills from the video. So we're gonna make those into thumbnails and then see how much we can finish before we get to the Trash Taste episode. But now, a midnight conveni run. And it's not even the fact that I want to go to conveni or need anything. It is just honestly really nice to walk at night when all the streets are empty. But it's also like a good excuse since I'm burning calories, so I can get a little sweet treat. In this case, I actually need to go to the conveni because I'm out of toilet paper. Stuff is bought. So there are some other stuff that I handled today as well, but there's only so many different ways I can show you on my screen. So while we're out here already, I thought it'd be nice to like cover those just so you have a different scenery. For example, I had to contact Onigiri for new VODs to edit. Connor sent me a trailer to his charity video that he wants done ASAP, so I have to manage that. I got a video from MetaHulk, who finished a Gaming Beavers video, which I need to go through and send to Beaver. The Spilled Ink video that is going up this week doesn't have Patreon, even though it's rendered already. So I need to download it, prepare the Patreon list, and tomorrow upload it from the Trash Taste studio. So I need to prepare it to an external hard drive alongside the Trash Taste episode. And Project Luminari, who's an editor of mine, needs a video to edit as well. So I'm gonna figure out what's the best thing to work for him. Overall, in terms of workload, I would say some days it's easier, some days it's harder. Today, it's more on the easy side. The only actual really important thing was the Trash Taste that I do need to finish today, that I still haven't. But also, I guess I was doing less because I need to, record 2 vlogs today. The one I did in Akihabara and you guys. So that's just taking so much extra time as well. I drink one of these at least once a night. I think one of the reasons why I'm not that hungry in the morning or don't need to eat that early is because I just carb load the night before. Got my cakes, my ice creams. I just have a really hearty dinner, midnight snack. But in terms of Trash Taste, what exactly am I doing? Because essentially the episode is edited. Well, it's not that easy because it's not just hit the render and upload it. So gotta check the sponsors are in the right places, just see if there's any minor issues, pretty much quality control. And the most time consuming thing is all the other versions. So this is the YouTube version, but of course this also has the Patreon version, which has some stuff uncensored. And then there's bloopers to render, a Twitter version. They also have a Twitch stream, so got to render an infinite version for that, which every version is slightly different as well. Like this one has the sponsors cut out, then the audio version for Spotify, then each sponsor separately, and then cut the main episode into different clips, which not that much work, but it's just a lot of time to render everything. And I'm gonna let most of it render overnight. And if one of these fails, my entire day tomorrow is also gonna be a fail. I still have clips yet to do, so that's gonna take maybe 20 more minutes. At around 2 a.m. I can finally finish up my vlog, which, yeah, needs a bit more work. 11 minutes to go and the vlog is uploaded as well, and it is only 3 a.m. I've written down some notes in the case that it performs badly, just to compare what different titles would be like and have different thumbnails for it as well. So when I wake up, like 6-7 hours later, I can do changes just to see if it does anything. I'm not really aiming to get like a good score or have it perform really well, but it's just good data, especially since I'm doing it daily. So it's really easy to test everything. But goddamn, for the past week, I've had to upload videos at like 50% the quality, because otherwise my internet upload can't handle it. Uploading a normal video would take, I don't know, an hour with this internet speed. And as you can see, Trash Taste chugging along nicely. Also, Victor asked me yesterday if my editing speed has gotten better, but it really hasn't, because I feel like I've already min-maxed everything in like shortcuts and stuff that are necessary. And The other stuff that I can't really make quicker is stuff that needs to be flexible. Like I can't shortcut assets because assets change pretty much on a daily basis. But one thing that definitely has changed is the way I structure videos or like shoot films. As I'm trying to do so much more on camera now rather than fixing it in post. Mostly because that just means I need to work later. I don't want it. In the case that I titled the video something dumb like how to make 6 figures a month or something like that, well, yeah, with this sort of a grind set, you too can make 100,000 yen a month. All right. Now the alarm is set for 10 p.m. tomorrow. Gonna get a good 6.5 hours of sleep. Actually, no, because there's one last step to do. But it's pretty much just going through the entire video I just edited, learning from it, what I would do differently tomorrow, and then going through some initial comments and then bed. So yeah, solid 6 hours. And then we rinse and repeat for the next 200 days, hopefully. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.